can cuddle with me all night. Give me one, love me long, be my sunlight. Tell me lies, we can argue, we can fight. Yeah, we did it before, but we'll do it tonight. Yeah, that fro black boy with the gold teeth. Your dark skin looking at me like you know me. I wonder if you got the G or the B. Let me find out and see you coming over to me. These days are way too long.
The reason I'm making this video is to talk about the staggering amount of anger and just overall panic that happens when anything like LGBTQ plus just exists. When anything is shown that isn't just heteronormative, it will instantly get turned into like this fear that it's gonna turn the kids gay. Like the outrage that happened when the character was wearing a trans t-shirt in like, I think it was Baymax on Disney Plus.
I always get the ones with wings.
And they have a trans shirt on. So I'm assuming that this is a trans man.
In the store, except for a trans man who is wearing a trans flag on her shirt.
Of course, the lesbian kiss scene in Buzz Lightyear, the complaining that happened with that.
There's a lot of people that are pretty upset, including myself, because they are including a lesbian kiss scene.
The next movie they come out, Buzz Lightyear, what do we need? We need lesbian toys. Lesbian toys.
And there's this article, Pastor claims Frozen will turn your children gay. When you start making all these nice little movies that throw in little things in there, make a sin look enticing. In fact, some of the worst of sins make it look enticing, or at least start indoctrinate slowly. Turn the heat up on the frog in the pan. You know what? Good analogy. I could blatantly see that the homosexual agenda to normalize the practice was not simply an underlying message in the movie Frozen, but is the actual story. The process of normalizing homosexual behavior in society is going to require more than the liberal media saying this so, which they do all the time, or activist judges legalizing same-sex marriage in one state after another. It's going to require the indoctrination of our children in order to lead their generation to the next. Necessarily level the mainstream of social acceptance. I'm not okay that too many parents would not normally support the normalization of homosexuals' behavior, seeming to be completely blind to its advocacy through the children's movie. Maybe I got the wrong message from it. I don't think it indoctrinated a lot of kids to be gay. I'm gonna be honest. Maybe I'm just wrong on the message of Frozen, because I haven't seen it yet. But what? But even from, like, Frozen, you got Anna and the moose guy, Anna and the guy with the moose cock, you got him. Woody and Bo Peep in Toy Story, I think that's the relationship. Zootopia, they're straight. And obviously the fear of homosexuality sweeping the nation and the fear of the LGBTQ+, I'm just going to call them queers because it's easier. Actually, I don't like the way I say queers, it sounds offensive coming out of my voice. I'm not a straight individual, but I'm incredibly straight passing, so when I say queers, it sounds offensive. So I'm just gonna say LGBTQ+, I'll take the extra syllables. But this obviously isn't a new phenomenon, the fear of homosexuality and the LGBTQ+.
In fact, he seemed like a real nice guy. He asked Jimmy if he played baseball in the park often. Jimmy told him they practiced 3 times a week and played a rival group on Friday afternoon. The stranger was a good listener, too, and it only seemed minutes before they pulled up in front of Jimmy's house. When Jimmy got out, the stranger gave him a friendly pat. Then he told him he'd see him again, as he always drove by the park on his way home.
Seems like a super nice, friendly story with a clear happy ending.
Ralph showed him some pornographic pictures. Jimmy knew he shouldn't be interested, but, well, he was curious. What Jimmy didn't know was that Ralph was sick, a sickness that was not visible like smallpox, but no less dangerous and contagious.
Oh no, I hope it isn't cancer, like something like that. I'd feel so bad for him. Oh, I hope he's okay.
You see, Ralph was a homosexual.
Oh no! It's even worse! No!
But by now, Jimmy felt a fondness for Ralph, and they continued to go places together. Ralph was generous and took Jimmy many interesting places and did many nice things for him.
Who are Jimmy's parents? Jimmy's parents should go to prison. There's just this random ass middle-aged dude taking your kid places, and you just let him?
When Ralph first asked Jimmy to go fishing alone, he should have discussed it with his parents or teacher. Finally, Jimmy told his parents, and they reported it to the juvenile authorities. Ralph was arrested, and Jimmy was released on probation in the custody of his parents.
Wait, why was he on probation? It just sounds like he was preyed upon by an adult. It was illegal. Okay. Gayness was illegal.
But all homosexuals are not passive. Some resort to violence, as in the case of Mike Merrick.
Not all homosexuals are passive. Some of them, they try to get you. Like, get you with the gayness. They get you with the gayness. You know, they're hiding in a bush. You know, they're low down. They're in a bush. They're in a bush somewhere. They're just hiding. Oh, and then they see them. And then they see them. And they see them. They get ready to pounce. They're like a tiger. Gays are like tigers. I'm like Chris Pratt right now, taming a gay. I'm taming a gay right now. I'm like Chris Pratt.
Stand down.
Stand down.
Hey! What did I just say?
But once they're in the bush they're in the bush. And then they see them. They see their prey. And then they pounce and they jump at them. And they get them with the gays. They get them with the gayness.
The friendly attitude dispelled any misgivings Mike might have had about going with a stranger. He probably never realized until too late that he was riding in the shadow of death.
You want to tell me what this is all about?
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death.
I'm sorry, that's just... I understand they're technically detailing pedophilia. It's just describing gay people as the shadow of death for some reason. It's a hoot to me. It's so aggressive. It's like poetic. It's camp. It's kind of camp. You know, there's always been a fear of the gay agenda. You know, that's lurking in the dark. That's lurking in the shadows. It's everywhere. You look over there, it's just boom, it's what, holy shit, gay. Gay. Which is a weird argument given the fact that there is a form of therapy that is literally designed to make people straight and not the other way around. With conversion therapy, and conversion therapy is often described as torture by anybody that has actually been put through it. You know, and it obviously falls in line with like a lot of different communities. Like it's not a single community that really targets. You know, there's a bunch of panic whenever like a character comes out as gay or homosexual or bi or anything in any comic book.
Superman is a homosexual.
The current iteration of DC Comics is going to be turned gay.
And then when like Lil Nas X came out and like he became prominent, like over like the entire genre of like rap and things like that, a lot of the different fans and prominent figures in that came out to speak against it, like Lil Nas X is going to infect people. So like people in that area.
Try to watch Empire, gay shit. Watching a cartoon doing gay shit. A fucking cartoon. Kids watch TV. What's your take on that these days?
They're trying to make everybody fucking gay.
How does one turn another person gay? Is it like a spider bite? You know, is it like Spider-Man? Is it like zombies? Is it a vampiric subgene? A cousin of the vampire virus? Is that kind of what gays are?
Turned on to gay cartoons when their mind not even developed yet.
What's a gay cartoon? What? Okay, gay cartoon. I'm looking it up. Gay cartoon. It was talked about in 2016. And I don't know of any gay characters from that long ago. Like any openly gay characters. Did you go on to the hub and accidentally put on some hentai? Because that's the only gay cartoon that I can think of that was really prominently out there in 2016. And if it was hentai, that's kind of on you.
You know, what if they like how that cartoon talk? Now you're forcing them to be gay. You know, every.
What if he's a fan of the gay character? What if there's a gay character that's likable and has a personality, but they're gay? That's practically holding these kids down and injecting them with a serum, turning them gay.
Serum infusion, beginning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Shut it down! Shut it down!
Kill the reactor, Mr. Stark! Turn it off! Kill it! Kill the reactor! No! Don't! I can do this!
On a practical nature, they're forcing them to be gay.
They're forcing this gay stuff on. It wasn't like that when I was coming up. The Ninja Turtles wasn't kissing.
Yeah, why do you think it got canceled? Maybe if Raphael and Donatello fucking 69'd every once in a while, shit would have popped off. It would have stood the test of time. Maybe the live action movie would have done better. There's also like this inherent fear of drugs that kind of fears a lot of people. Like with like the vaccine, like there was the fear that it was going to turn people gay. I know, or that used to be a fear. That like vaccines turned people gay. Gave them autism, shit like that. There's just an inherent fear with medicine.
I broke my foot in 2012.
Yeah.
And from there on, up to this year, early this year, I've been on codeine and other kind of medication like tramadol. So that's when they prescribed me pregabalin. And I've been taking that since about early February.
And this is the drug that you say has made this change. So,
So I was walking one day, and I stubbed my foot. Like, shit! My foot! Fuck! My foot! Fuck! And then they put a boot on my foot, and I had to go to the hospital. And then they put the boot on my foot. I didn't just have a boot on my foot. I had to go to the hospital, and they put a boot on my foot, and they had to give me painkillers. And when I started taking the painkillers, I saw this man, this big, hulking man. I couldn't hold back. That's something that's never happened to me before, but I took these painkillers, and it was just, I had to have them. I had to have that man.
Because you were quite open with your girlfriend about
Yes. Well, my girlfriend knew that I was taking these medications because I'm on more than one.
My girlfriend knew I was taking these medications, so yeah. She anticipated me being gay. She knew the risks of painkillers. She knew the risks, the dangers, that these painkillers will turn me gay. And, it just happened. It's unfortunate, it's unlucky. A side effect is, like a penis, she knew the risks.
But I started, giving her less cuddles, less just attention and that. And then I thought all I craved and wanted was just male.
A common side effect of many medications is just a decreased sex drive. That's a very, very, very extremely common side effect of almost every fucking medication that has ever existed is a decreased sex drive. And obviously I would say the biggest proponent to the anti-LGBTQ plus movement would be religious ties.
So when I noticed I was specifically attracted to men, I enrolled in a ex-gay group at the school. I was not allowed to have any kind of sexual activity outside of a marriage between a man and a woman, which included, solo sex.
Solo sex. It's a weird name for it. How do they enforce a masturbation ban? How do they enforce that? You have, cameras in the dorm? What would they stop you? They can't stop me. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And if I want to beat my penis, I'm gonna do it. How are you gonna stop me? You can't. Let it happen.
During my time at the university, I did notice that some of the men on my dorm were very attractive. And I believe there were certain guys who were becoming suspicious of my same-sex attraction. So I was reported to the RAs.
What the fuck? How does that, you get called into the office of the principal? Well, okay, colleges don't have a principal. I don't know what that would be called. I'm just going to call it the principal because I never went to college and I don't know what this would be considered. And they have a little sit down and he just says, hey, I see you've been having some problems, Your test score is looking good on that. You're doing good on the testing. Now what's with this gay shit? I see you side-eyed Derek the other day. What was that about, huh? What was that about? Did you think he was cool, Was he hitting on a girl you liked? Or was it you saw his fat ass dump truck and you thought, is that what happened? I think you might have a future in here, As long as you stick to Ussy and Unan. Stop focusing on Derek's fat ass.
I told him about a few of the struggles I was having. One of them, of course, the fact that I'm attracted to men and not women. And so he recommended that I go visit this exorcist.
Whoa, that's a leap. think I might be attracted to men. You know, I don't really feel the same way about women that I do about men. You know, I just think that might be who I am. You know, this may seem weird, but I might have a recommendation for you. The power of Christ compels you! The power of Christ compels you!
I went over to The Exorcist and we had a brief discussion about what I was going through before the exorcism began. He also asked me if I was struggling with homosexuality. I told him yes.
It's a good sign from The Exorcist. They got a keen eye. You know, they got a keen eye and they can spot it. You know, from like the X-Men, they had like those wrist things, or they had like technology or like scanners that like, that's a mutant. That's a mutant right there. That's what they got. They got like these sensors, but it's just inherent, like it's embedded in them. And they know. They know.
Began to pray over me, and they asked me to, breathe in and breathe out at different times while they were trying to, quote, cast demons out of me, unquote. And so not only were they speaking in English, but they're also praying in tongues.
So to get rid of the gay demons, they just start... Like, what? How's that gonna get me to stop liking dick? You know, why would your male tongue help me stop being gay at this moment? I don't understand the idea there.
A few months had passed and nothing had changed. So there came a moment where it just hit me, oh, I might be gay.
What? It's just hitting you now? The years of being attracted to men, that didn't tip you off. But because the exorcism failed, that's when it hit you that you might be gay. What? You know, I don't expect regular people to be like Sherlock Holmes or anything. But it doesn't really take Sherlock Holmes to spot the clues there. It's like right in front of you there, man.
I ended up having a moment in which I brought a guy to my apartment. And I would say making out with that guy in particular, that was a really good moment to help me understand that being gay is perfectly natural.
This is a win. We're winning. You're winning, son? Yes, because you're gay. I'm proud of it. I just think it's funny that a faith that is completely defined by having an all-loving father is defined by countless members being absolutely terrible and obstinate fathers. They use their faith of a man in a cloud to decide whether or not they want to be hate-mongering pieces of shit. And I just think that's funny. Anyway, I think I made my point. If you found this video insightful or entertaining at all, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. You're gay now.